Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm just gonna check and make sure I've got all my sound lined up. How are you doing? Happy Easter to you. I was just thinking about uh, how the awakening to realize one's greater self, and incorporate it in. And I really do feel like a lot of the lessons we're going through right now is for people, and as corny as it may sound, to realize that we're all connected. Um, to relearn the golden rule, perhaps, about how you should treat, others. Simple, but very complex for people in this world, it seems. Hmm? I hope a few more people show up, Maya. No problem. Yeah, Isadora show up. I love her personality. Ash is here. Hi, how are you? And Lynette, oh, I see your question, and I've got Fiona's marked as well. And it's fine. If it's less, I'm good with that too, because my energy, I can take it easy. I won't mind taking it a little slower. I'm moving a little more slowly today. It's overcast here, so, arthritis and all that good stuff. Now I just need to make sure, let me just check real quick, that I'm lined up on my channel, that it's flowing. There we go. All right. There we go, because I have to work the chat from both um, StreamYard and YouTube. So I kind of bounce back and forth. Revelations. AOC is a Libra, born in the year of the snake, and is of indigenous blood. Ooh, that's really interesting. Sanctuary of Steel, Ink. All right. And let's just see here. Is AOC is a Libra, born in the year of the snake, and is of indigenous blood? Yes, she is. And you know what? She's reasonable. I don't know why people like act like she's some kind of, oh, she's so impossible. It's like, no, she's not. You folks are the ones that are out to lunch. You're the ones that are wanting to, get rid of birthright citizenship and just put people in paid for prisons. I mean, what the hell, folks? Oh, you love the aesthetics. Thank you so much. That's my interpretation of San Francisco Bay, Golden Gate Bridge, and the lavender colors and stuff. I like that kind of that back in the 60s there was kind of a retro look that went on with a lot of posters for surf, and you see a lot of that because I'm on the coast, those old posters, and they tended to use these colors, and I just find it attractive. Oranges and lavenders and pinks and stuff, except for the Cheeto face in the office, taking up all the oxygen. Okay, and you've got a question from, okay, Dorian has a question, and Ash about finding a job soon. And you know what I think? The ones that don't like her are the ones that feel threatened by her. She is a force. Yeah, and it's like if you're threatened by her, it's because you're dishonest. It's not because she's unreasonable. They like to make out like she's so, she's such a bee. She's not. If anyone's a bee, it's these guys. They all whine and so thin-skinned. So we'll be looking at a few things here. Your questions. Um, I have one up thread. Yes, I immediately thought of Miami Vice when I thought of the background. Yeah, yeah, it's a very coastal thing. I guess because of the sunset colors, and the sunrise, and that kind of that orange, pink, electric blue, lavender. It just hits that certain color wheel, and it's just awesome. I think I love color. Okay, I'm just giving people a chance to come in. Hey, Miss DJ, how are you? Thanks. To all who are tuning in for a moment or just going to come in and lurk, I'm just taking it easy. It's a holiday, but I'm happy that you're tuning in, and I'm going to be looking at Rubio. I wanted to look at him and see if he's going to face Trump's anti-Midas touch. He's got the reverse of that. He's got the ruinous touch. I just want to see if Rubio has that ahead of him. Yeah, I got your question, Lynette. I think I did. I'll roll it back because it's always good. I might only get part of it sometimes, so let me just roll it back while we're early yet. Yeah, I've got it starred with your coworker. It looks like the job is starting to manage her out. Oh, I think I remember that coworker. Then you know what? She's gonna be bye bye. People get tired of that. It's like, you know what? That all that extraness and the thirst for drama, people are dramaed out. People are going to be going toward wanting peace worldwide, with fed up with all this oppression. Well and truly, it's the pendulum's going to swing. Um, let's see, what's going to happen with your coworker? Yep, got it. Like they're phasing her out. Then she's probably my guess. My feeling is, if they're phasing her out, she's a difficult, complex case. So they're probably wanting to handle this a certain kind of way to make it as easy as possible with her. And one couldn't blame them, you know. Um, I've got your question, and we'll be taking a look at it. No worries. And I'll be looking at Trump's. Oh, here goes my mouse. Thank goodness I've got it leashed. I had to leash up. We'll be looking at that, and I'm going to be looking at the coming uprising, basically, of the American people against tyranny. And it's coming out in my readings, and I know from the few videos that I can watch of other tarot shows. I don't particularly anyone that, it's just like who's ever posted that I happen to catch. And if it looks like it's interesting, I might watch it. But I try not to because like a lot of other readers, I'm just not inclined. I need to have to do something else. But I know that other readers have been getting that as well, and it's coming up in my card readings, no matter what deck I use. Which is like when you see the repeating pattern, you go, "Oh, note to self." All right. Oh, hey, how are you doing, Shield Maiden Mandy? Hi, how you babes? Thanks for reading you gave me last week. It's been easier. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so sorry that you're going through tough time, but just hang in there. It's going to take time. As with anything. So you know what we're going to go ahead and do so I can strike while the iron's hot, so to speak, while my energy is, I can feel it. I'm going to also want to look at that Christy Noam, Nancy Mace. I want to look at them a little bit too. Just kind of taking a pulse, shall we say. A collective awakening awareness, collectively in connection. Yeah, we're definitely people. It's meant to make people really understand that we're all connected. Um, and so when you wish harm on somebody else, but not yourself, when you're willing to do that, you're really wishing it on yourself. It's going to come around to you. It's part, the lesson. You're so concerned about the tariffs with China and the effects of small business owners. Any insight? Absolutely. We'll put that up. We've got starred about 6 questions because I think I doubled Lynette's question because I marked it twice. During your live with Deanne, you were both talking about unity and unifying. Yes, we kept getting those messages. I still am getting it. Obama gave a talk on stage and he talked about unity and rising again and fighting against authoritarianism. There we go. It's the message is coming from more than one place. You've got Obama and the universe is supporting this. You know, the cards show me that they're showing right now we've got this is a really like dark night of this American soul, and we've needed to clean up our act for a long time. A lot of uh, hidden racism and hidden hatred and ignorance and laziness and willful, you know, people that don't want to think for themselves. Um, it's important that we learn that when we're take care of everybody, nobody's left in want, right? They're not going to get less. They got to quit thinking that if you give somebody this that needs help or whatever, then somehow they have less. They have a scarcity mindset and they're fearful. Fearful people do. It doesn't help you any. In fact, you know, it makes you a miserable person. And a follow up reading about the grandson. Yeah, we'll take a look at that too. Okay, now we have 8. I'm getting tempted to go. I think I'll stop today at 10 just because I feel like 10 is a good number for today. I don't know why, but I'm just going to go with it. For some reason, before I started, and before I start, every time I connect with my guides and I just ask that they help me to read accurately and clearly for people because I'm a human vessel. And so while I try, sometimes I get a little message come in. It just showed me the number 10. And I just thought, okay, maybe I'll focus on 10. Maybe they're telling me, Maya, maybe you should put your head down for. I didn't sleep the best last night. My wound vac was coming off a little bit. The tape begins to move. So you're constantly thinking, is it going to alarm? Is it going to. So, anyways, I'm probably going to be taking it a little easier on Easter. But I had a little chat with JC, and it was good. We do have space for a few more. I'll take about 2 more, to be honest, because I'm at 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So that would be good. I'm just breaking up. I'm going to start today off using the Wandering Star deck. And a lot of people really like this artwork. Let me just take down the comment for a moment. This is the little booklet that comes with it. It's in black and white. But it's a beautiful deck against a dark background, which I appreciate because my eyes, not the greatest. Um, here we go. All right. First, I'm just going to kick it off with one of my looks very quickly before I go into our stuff for you guys uh, on Rubio. And I'm going to try and do these, relatively quickly so we can get to the questions that people have asked too. Um, and we'll just see it. Well, we'll just play it by ear. We'll play it by ear. You know. But anyway, let's start off, get warmed up by dialing into Marco Rubio. I've got my sacred incense going over here. Best I'm serious. These people have got some of the worst energy, you guys. I feel like going doing purification. I'm not kidding. I'm really not. It's icky. You know, you're drinking matcha latte. That's very good for you. You made it yourself. Well, my husband makes my coffee now because I'm on bed rest. Uh, but that sounds really good. And a pick me up. I just finished my second one and I don't want any more, but I've got this humongous bottle of lime sparkling mountain water my daughter got for me. So it's like, hey, that's nice. Thank you. I'll be drinking that. I've got to get more water in. So, oh, Bear's playing over on the sofa. I wish I could turn the camera over so all could see her. She's so cute and fluffy and big. She's making a nest. Oh, I'm gonna have to take the tape roller to the back of the sofa. Cute. You wonder if Trump has. Oh, that's a good question. An escape route. That's a good question. We'll take that one. All right, let's go ahead and cut the questions, Ash. And I don't know if Isadora is able to make it or not. I know she had some trouble with access to internet, so she might not have been able to. God bless her. She does every other time. She's a wonder. And Ash is another great mod. Thank you so much for being here. So thank you to our mods, and I appreciate that. So I'm just going to put up as well, no more questions. I'm going to cut that off there so I can try and get this ball rolling. And I'm going to look at Marco Rubio. Like I said, questions are closed. There we go. Aw. She's been very lovey today, Bear has. She can be sassy, but she's also got this very lovey-dovey side. It's so cute. All right. Wait a minute. Let me just take off the comment. There we go. See, this is why I need to slow down because I'm kind of like, All right. So let's take a look at Marco Rubio. Let me see what I just looked at his birth sign and I'm like, can't remember it. Let's see. Marco. Oh, gosh. It's too bad that he just can't be a cool person, you know? I gotta be such a douche canoe. His birthday is May 28th, so he is a Gemini. All right. I think Rubio won't be able to deal with his conscience. Yeah, that's a good. I hope not. I really do. Not only for his sake, but for others because of his position of power. You know, this abuse isn't of power is not a trifling thing. It's a big deal. The consequences when you abuse your power. I think the lessons that you line up for yourself, oh, they pretty hardcore. So let's just take a look. Oh, sorry, I was petting the cat earlier, and so I've got little kitty cat hair because I like to nuzzle her fur. I'm stupid. I put on lipstick and then I like beard. I don't get lipstick off her though, but she manages still to get fur somehow migrating to my face. I know cat owners know this. Bear is like your Lola looked to look at, but she's not that. Aw, Bear can be cuddly, but it's all on her own terms. You know, there's no picking her up and holding her like a baby or anything that nice, but she will allow you to pet her. And it's all, you know, how she likes it. She's maintaining control. As some of our fur babies and feathered friends and manimal reptile kingdom friends are wont to do. They have definite personality. Thank goodness. Oh, I like them so much better than people. Sorry. I know you guys feel the same way. Sometimes, anyway. My roommate's cat, Dash, is very affectionate. She loves making biscuits on me and coming up to me for cuddles and loving. She does it at her own terms, though. Yeah, it's like what they're comfortable with. Don't make me feel trapped. That's what I do. So when I pet Bear, I still like to kind of get my arms around her, but I keep it open so that she doesn't feel like, I'm going to trap her. Okay, so Marco's going to come up as probably a King of Swords. Trump also is that sign, so we'll just have to kind of leave room for interpretation because there's only one King of Swords in the deck. And it'll be important to know which one we're looking at. I'm going to take it to be Rubio because he's the subject of the reading. So, what is the future coming for him? Is he going to have any backlash for, and by backlash, I don't just mean like, oh, we're just upset with you, no big deal. But I mean like real consequences that are going to catch up to him. Because I tend to think so from the readings I've been getting about other people. And we've seen that pattern. let's just see. So, Spirit, what do you need to tell us about Marco Rubio and his future and any accountability for the connection to this horrible deportation activity with El Salvador's uh, so-called president, more like dictator, uh, Bukele, and there's more innocent people, and that we're hearing about more and more um, that are being detained, not always sent to these places, sometimes just detained, but they can hold you up to 2 years without charge, which should be illegal, and it used to be. So let's just see. What is the future for Marco Rubio, being that he's aligned with this sinister for-profit prisoner money laundering? I don't know. All alleged for entertainment purposes only. There's something dirty going on there, though, because these people are not known to deal above board. So will this come back on Rubio and make him regret it? That's what I'm asking. I'm getting the Page of Pentacles. And this is making me feel like I'm looking at documents, paperwork, and we're getting the Knight of Pentacles. People's lives and documentation. Is coming up, the Emperor, Trump, and the leadership, authority, the authoritarianism as well, and the Empress. Well, that's very interesting. These two, the Emperor and the Empress, are coming together. This is like a balanced aspect. Maybe, all right, now this could be a stretch, but it could be that some of the people that are opposing him in, like, let's say through the judges that are there that oppose him and other means, I'm just feeling like maybe this represents the kind of authority that they carry potentially, because we're looking at men and women that have authority and some kind of usually experience under their belt. And that's what I'm feeling like the Emperor and the Empress is. People in those positions. Marco best be careful. They're looking at receipts, I think. King of Swords. Now, this could be Marco or it could be Trump. And he's paired, forgive my allergies, with the King of Pentacles. This to me could be, these are the dudes. This is Rubio and Trump and Bukele and that whole billionaire money for profit, for wealth vibe, because that's what he's aligned with. Of course, my nose is going to tickle. I can't believe, hello, Mama to Huskies. Sorry. I can't believe the Supreme Court allowed Trump to enact the 1798 Alien Enemies Act. All these just unjust, rapid deportations and detained people being detained for weeks. That I put some cases in my community tab, so there's a lot of people that are not light skinned that they're just effing with people. And depending on the person that they get at the border or whatever, uh, it's like a roulette, it seems like. That this is a problem with ICE. There's a huge problem with ICE and Homeland Security. That's another thing I need to look at. Okay. Oh, I just shuffled my cards. All right, so let's just take a look again. Maybe that was a happy accident. Rubio, blah, 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 blah. Marco Rubio. What can you show us about his future to deal with his actions that are just abhorrent and frightening to the world? Nobody wants to come here, and Americans are afraid now too. And we need to not let them smell the fear because you know that that's what they want. This is intimidation factoring in of saying, and if we don't like your behavior, we'll send you there too, and you'll just disappear. We all know that's the message. It's we get the message. So forgive me. Let me look at Rubio's cards again. What's coming on his horizon? You have to picture it. I really don't like their energy, but I try to go neutral like Switzerland to look at them, trying to get my own bias out of the way. The world, this is a completion, and that means there's an ending coming. Let's see what's paired with. And also to do with freedom and freedom to travel. That comes up with the world card, and we get the Knight of Wands. This is going to, the travel industry, being affected right here, and the world's opinion changing and actively taking their business elsewhere as well with that Knight of Wands. The rest of the world, keep at it. You're making it worse for America. This isolationism that they're trying to bring in. Competition, debate, defense. The Five of Wands. He's going to have definitely to face consequences. This is people facing off with him. This is confrontation. Okay. And I think not just from one area, not just from America, not from just the United States. Some people don't like it when I say America, but I think they're bots. Um, but I think from elsewhere, Canada, places that Mexico and Europe that would do travel and business travel here. It says flow, free, intuition, flow, fire, intuition with the Knight of Wands. I forgot that they had these cute little code words here. So, yes, let's go back to the world card success, completion, reward. There's more of a completion, less of a, his reward is right now, but it's going to be very quick out the window and more of a curse, if you ask me. I think it's going to be like the anti Midas touch. This is not going to go well. It's like, oh, this is like watching a train wreck. People getting hurt unnecessarily, and the idiots that are doing this out of their own greed and stupidity. And this is the world looking at it and resisting. Yeah, with the Nine of Wands. It's like, guess what? I'm not coming. You're not getting our money. This is going to burn you. And, you think you're making money now, but you're going to lose that. There's a lesson coming. So we get the resistance here and people defending themselves with the Five of Wands. This is also people coming out in the streets. I would not want to be this man. He's going to be really disliked, not just by the quote unquote left, but by MAGA as well, because there's going to be more and a few little bit more of them that are going to get the smelling salts when the rugs pull out from underneath of them. And there's some of them that are still saying, "Oh, I still support him. I just, I'm broke. Oh, somebody help me." And we're like, man, I gotta save my own butt and my own family now too. I can't do that for you all. So we have strength and support boundaries. So people are going to be standing up for their boundaries like, no, this is not flying. You are not doing this. This is one that is going to get people fighting mad. I mean, like, we could see people putting hands on each other mad. Okay. And this is a feeling, once again, of that collectivism also with the world, people coming together, in these protests all around the world, not just in the US of A, but to be against tyranny and particularly Trump and other world leaders that are part of that angry carousel of dictatordom. So people standing up, he is going to get some spiciness right back. And, he's going to have to fight for himself. And I think he's going to find himself feeling a little alone. I don't think they're going to give him much support. They're going to let him hang out there to take the heat. That's what I think. Yeah, look at this Knight of Swords energy. This is trying to get the propaganda out there, do the propaganda war, in my opinion, to control the narrative as well with news and information with the Knight of Swords. Quick responses and X and what is the Truth Social feeds? I'm sure will be on fire. Yeah, with the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is not going to go away. They're going to want this quick to end quick, and they're going to try and disperse it quickly, but it's not. The Knight of Pentacles is a slower moving energy. You have a fast moving energy meeting a slower moving energy that's like, no, there's a real loggerheads energy on here, and Rubio's going to be this in the middle of that sandwich. I would not want to be him. Hey, Isadora Smith. The Hanged Man. I think he could very much be one of the patsies that they put out on there to, like I said, hang dry. Let him take the heat. And I get this card a lot today when I was looking at some of the stories that you all will see that I posted. I'm just like, man, this is worrisome. This is going. We're seeing like a spread like wildfire. Um, this is that sacrifice again. And also, I wanted to say people getting a different point of view, a different perspective. So it may not be a lot, but just enough. I think people waking up because the coin has flipped and now they're seeing things from the other side and they're observing things more closely now. It's like this is the pre-awakening stage. This is like, oh, wait a minute. Sometimes you have to get landed on your ass so that you pay attention and get involved and don't allow things to get out of control because we need everybody on board. We need everybody on board to stand up, and be united. I couldn't believe I heard Candace Owens actually say that this she's against this deportation thing apparently, and that's good actually. Glad to hear it. Never thought I would agree with that. Again, we're getting more intelligence and curiosity from people. Maybe people digging a little bit, becoming more willfully curious would be fantastic. They're looking for facts, and people only interested now, I think, also in getting more facts. Yes, the Seven of Wands, taking courage and rising, challenge. They're not backing down. People are not going to back down. Trump's got another thing coming if he thinks the Americans are going to roll over like Russians. Nope, not going to happen. You can turn the Putin playbook on us, but I'm telling you, you best watch out. Some of us, uh, believe really in standing up for ourselves. Yes, and Mr. Rogan as well. He's come out against it as well, and he has a very wide following. I may not agree with Joe on a lot, and I kind of find him annoying because he's a dude bro, and he's just different than me, and I just can't get on board with his spineless flakiness. I wish he'd take a side and stick to it. The one that is on the right side of history, and I'm hoping that he's waking up. And I would be happy to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I still hold him out here like that, you know? But we do get the different point of view energy, and it keeps coming up today, but also because people are paying a price. There's a sacrifice, and some people have enough empathy to see it and be moved. Other people are having it happen to them or to people close to them, and it's, having that effect. We're also going to start to see people wising up to the awareness of class division, the wealthy versus the working class. They're trying to split it into a very wealthy class, and the rest of us are peasants working for them that they will leech off of and have pay the taxes, but they will maintain their wealth and just gain more and more power. That is the whole purpose of what they are trying to do. This is 19 bloody 84 in 2025. The chariot. This is the movement and the rise of two different powers gonna confront each other, y'all. There's a confrontation ahead. It's got to happen. The Page of Cups. Ooh, so take a breath. Try to use your sense of humor to get through this. There's going to be some unexpected surprises as well. And this is really, we got to think of the future, and for kids, you know, we got to have freedom for our kids. And let's look at the Page of Cups, okay? Because a lot of times we want to dismiss the Page of Cups because it's the Page of Cups. But I think that's a really big mistake because the page is empathy as well. And as a child, and oh my God, I'm getting verklempt. I hate that. But my heart's opening. Yeah, it's okay. Where's my fan? Ooh, that's okay. I tell God to open my heart, and okay, it's happening. So the Page of Cups, this is such a beautiful deck. Again, I want to recommend it. It's the beautiful Wandering Star Tarot, okay, by Cat, like kitty cat, C-A-T, Pierce, as in the Irish spelling of Pierce, Pierce. And the Page of Cups, I love the little halo around the Holy Child. To me, that's like the Holy Child when I see the Page of Cups. Magic, love, fun, magic. And this is to get out of our boxes as well, to be adventuresome, step out of, stand up. And what I love that I'm seeing about all around the world is we got a mixture of young and old. We have uh, people coming together, but from all walks of life, no matter what your identity or how you identify. Um, that's not what matters. What matters is human kindness. And oof. Mm, yeah, we are in transition. That's exactly it. And so we all know if you've gone through a Saturn return, you're a little older, you know about this one. We have to go through the icky bits and it's going to scare us and we're going to go, oh my God, I'm having a nervous breakdown today. And it's going to be, yep, today's nervous breakdown today. And we just go self-care and then we get our footing back with nature, our friends, and we're, back at it. And that's what we're supposed to do from what I've been given by my dreams and my readings. So Marco's going to be in trouble, you guys. Let's see. Does he have legal issues coming back to haunt him? Like, will he face like a trial? That's what I want to know. I'd love us all to be having our lunch together. It would be nice if we could, even virtually, and just watch him be in court, being taken to court like The Hague. All these people that are so cruel. It's just cruelty for cruelty's sake, and it makes me sick. And what I see is people will eventually, folks, be moving away from this extremism, this cruelty, and they're going to be sick of war and death and violence. And it's just like, we're just sick of it. We're just sick of it. We just want to live. World over. We just want to all live, have a, nice meal with our families and friends, whatever the case may be. We're not asking for much. We're not the ones that are the problem. They make us think we are. And it's not true. So let's see, Rubio. I'd love to see him in a courtroom in The Hague. Is that going to happen? I'm going to ask today because I'm in one of those moods. Will he end up in The Hague? Help me see clearly. If he's not going to, fine. I just want to know. I need the truth. Will he end up in The Hague being held to account? Marco Rubio. And then I'll get on to you guys' questions. He just annoyed me today. Thanks for letting me do this. Well, we do get the Eight of Wands. This is an energy quickening. And this is really well represented by the woman shooting this arrow. The energy just. And the Six of Wands. This is a move toward definitely standing up and gathering strength and wisdom. Six of Wands. The Seven of Swords. This is the dishonesty and the hidden nonsense and trying to get away with really rotten things that are underhanded. The King of Cups. So this says charismatic, hearted, intuitive, empathetic. I think we're going to get a compassionate man that's going to point out Marco Rubio, his dirty deeds. We've got a man that's going to be, I think, on the job, collecting that info. It's almost like it's best if Marco not know that this character is probably in the background going, and he did this, and I'm feeling like this person's just gathering information, wisdom, and it's to fight back with the Seven of Wands. It's leverage against him. Yes, Ten of Swords. Oh gosh, this is for Marco. This is for Marco. Not a good look, Rubio. This is also the suffering he's causing these people. And yes, it does come back to him because people will stand up to him and make his life difficult. There's someone that's going to do that. It says endings, final closure, and challenge and courage. So it's all about the empathy. Oh, and this was the other thing I got. Very interesting cards earlier off camera. The devil, and I got the sun. And it was like we need to stand up to the devil. We need to not relent. Yes, we get the card of fighting again with the Five of Wands. Again, people are gonna be fighting about this. There's gonna be activity in the streets. Oh, career. Looking at something starting that deals with his career. Fighting. Oh, it would be people that are going to be looking to end his career. What did I tell you? I keep getting, and it's not just from one direction. I'm getting it coming from the we the people and from people in power that don't like him. Yeah, this is to do with agreements and who you side with, your bedfellows, who you're in union with. And we get the Queen of Cups. I think people being able to point out this discrepancy with him. And I'm seeing women fighting against him. I'm getting a Queen of Cups here with the lovers, and I got the male earlier. This is coming from more than one direction toward Marco Rubio. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, there we go. Bingo. What I'm really looking for, not forward to, but looking for was, and here's your stuff coming back, karma, destiny as well. Things are going to change for him. All this is like, it feels like it's a fire that's collecting fuel that's going to end up smashing him. Yeah. There we are dealing with the prisons and imprisonment and people that are detained unfairly. This is definitely going to come back, and it's connected to the Wheel of Fortune, you guys. This is going to come back for him. Yes, the prison thing. And the Ace of Cups, an outflow of emotion. It is having a very visceral effect around the world. And the Page of Pentacles, people with their visas that are not, aren't, maybe there's a detail off or something where intelligence and discretion should be used, not just sending people to a friggin' prison camp. And we're getting again the call to strength and courage and the use of moderation, not going to extremes. We have plans and partnership and influence. So people, again, coming a little bit more together, more in strength and, feeling encouraged. It's a uniting of people again. And here we have adventure and action and people willing to act against him. And even though they're not sure of what outcome might occur, even though they know that he's doing things that are clandestine and dirty deals, this kind of illegal, shady business, literally, with the moon. We also get the Star of Hope, that he is held to account for the darkness. That's good. And we do get an end for him. We get death. How appropriate a deck that I get Dias de los Muertos, given what they're doing right now. The sugar skull. And it says new beginnings, change and endings, transformation. So once again, just like Mandy said, we're in the middle of a painful transformation. And it's going to be painful for more people like Rubio because he's ended himself in his career, as far as I'm concerned. And it will come for him. So now I'll get on to you guys' questions. I believe that Marco Rubio is Cuban. Yeah, he is. I can't believe that he supports Trump's policies. You'd think, right? Self-loathing, I guess. I don't know. As long as it's not his family, I guess. When it comes to immigration, his family left Cuba and came to the United States as my family, and as did mine, not from Cuba, but from another country. So you'd think that there's an understanding that when you have to leave an oppressive state or nation or something that's where you have oppressive forces, that he should be understanding, but he's not chosen that. And he's chosen to look the other way and turn the other cheek in the way of like, just grease my palm and I'll do you a solid. And I'm willing to sell out people. And we do need that sun because it's an astringent light upon this dark, sinister energy. And it's really been shown in those terms to me in the cards. Okay. So we're going to look at Fiona's question of why does MAGA love Putin? Because Trump does. I was reading on X, this individual say that Zelensky can't be trusted. He can't be trusted, but Putin and Trump can be. Just wild. Their love for dictators. Well, it really comes down to, I'm convinced, from where I grew up originally in the Midwest, is People that are conservative love conformity. They don't like people that look different than themselves. Sorry, I've got to get some lip balm on. It makes them uncomfortable enough to the point that they are willing to overstep another person's boundaries and rights to be different, to be who they are, and say to them, "Don't look like that because you scare me." And I'm gonna take overreach just for my comfort. That's not right. That's a bully. So, you know, it comes down to people that have poor boundaries, poor discretion, poor discernment. They like conformity. They like someone to tell them what to do. They feel like if they are kissing rear end and they are part of the club, they don't realize that they're not part of the club. They're just useful idiots because they're suckers. Just like Trump is for Putin. They have a very strong weakness with discernment and the ability to discern the better choice. They're willing to feel safe. It's so stupid because you're not safe. You're actually less safe to do this. So let's just see. MAGA and Putin. What do the cards want us to know about MAGA's love for Putin, the why, and the future of it? The Magatonian love of Putin. What do we need to know about it? Let's see what we get. I'm getting the Eight of Cups. This is the walking away. This would be the walking away card with the Three of Wands. And it's coming. It's on the horizon. There's an opportunity coming. Maybe as more of this nonsense continues, uh, their support is going to drop, I believe. They are looking overseas as well with that Three of Wands at Russia. But there's that energy of abandonment, neglect, also that comes with that Eight of Cups, as well as walking away. So they might start to realize that, oh, the Russian people are actually neglected. There's actually, they don't have things that they need there. Their leadership has abandoned them, and their living is not the best. It's in decline. So we could see with the Eight of Cups and the Three of Wands that in the future some lights might be able to come on with some of them. And we do get the world. Maybe they start to see the world for more of what it really is, rather than their very limited, uh, forgive me, very typically limited to where they live locale. A lot of people don't have the money to travel outside the states, and they've just made a lot of assumptions. And they need to learn how the real world actually operates. And they're not just according to somebody that they identify with that can steal money from them. They're just like television evangelists, in my opinion, of the old days. They take their confidence tricksters, and that's what they all are, these tyrants. So we got the world waking up to tyranny, and it's about reward, success, completion. Again, completing a cycle, and we're beginning that world with the Empress, the rise of the divine feminine and women. And I think women's being the ones that are going to primarily be the ones to take action, move forward, uh, as well as, I think, continue to point out. This could be even Candace Owens, to be honest, a woman of color, pointing out that this is not a good thing. Maybe she'll start to see some of that and share some of that because women are going to be doing this. I feel like it's helping to wake people up. And it may not be the people that we all like or associate with, but maybe they'll reach the people that wouldn't normally listen to anyone else. Um, and we get the Emperor again. I shuffled the heck out of these cards. So we're getting law and order. And I think there's the call for law and order and realizing that he's not it. And it's the intuition firing up with the Knight of Wands. I think them, wising up. So I think it's going to change. And I think they're going to be looking at Trump and demanding that he act differently, maybe, as a last recourse of being able to put their what's left of their support, I suppose, with him. Oh, and look at that. Again, to do with the prisons, I think, and deportations. This really is going to affect, I think, like a slow release wake up pill in their in their tract. Ace of Cups, beginnings, love, relationships, and maybe because it's their relationships, their wives, their husbands, their the people that they thought, well, they're not a bad person, they're not gonna get deported. I didn't think he was gonna deport people that are born here. That's gonna change. So we're gonna see a change in that, a shift in that, and as things get worse, you know, good Lord. They are weirdos thinking, but the thing is, I think the good thing is there's a few more people that'll be thinking for themselves. And it's all jealousy, insecurity, it's pettiness. They all need to grow up. They need to grow up and become adults. Put on their big person pants and deal with it. Even if they're a little leaky as we get older and we can be, it doesn't matter. You got to deal with it. Deal with it. Come on. You're not a child. And he comes up as a child all the time in my readings. It's like I get the message. I know he's a child. I'm down here. I know this. All right. We've got to have some laughter as well to break up. Dark humor, I'm telling you, as a paraplegic that's gone through difficult times in life and shock, you've got to use the dark humor. That's how doctors and people that deal with very hard stress, that's how we survive. And most of you know that anyway, because you're old G's. Um, all right, let's go to the next question and keep it rolling. And this is to Lynette. What's going to happen with her coworker and her job? This coworker is an ongoing saga. They've been looking, it seems, to get rid of this individual. We've kind of seen that with the cards. I do think that they are looking to phase this person out. Let's just see if we can get an agreement with the cards, like a yes or a no. Are they, let me give them a good shuffle. Are Lynette's employers going to be phasing out the troublesome employee? Yes or no with the cards, please. I'm asking my guides to help me to see these symbols clearly and accurately and read them clearly and accurately for what they are meant to mean. So is the coworker being phased out, yes or no? Okay, I think we can go with the cards. Yes, 10 of cups, that's a big yes. I think that they, whoever they are, I can't remember. Uh, I'll just say they have gotten, I think, on most people's last nerve. This is an emotional agreement that's in in stereo, full stereo. I feel like there's agreement emotionally being on board with this. And yeah, contentment, joy, family, prosperity. And if she's bad for morale and messing people up in their work day, making people unhappy, this is not good. So the fool, yeah, she's gonna go bye bye. There's some big risk they're willing to like she's being shuffled out the door. She may not realize it as well. Let's just pull a few more. There's the Five of Pentacles. This would be the decrease, probably in business, uh, morale, etc. And the Ace of Cups. This is like somebody that's just a loaded cannon as well. So I'm seeing like, yeah, they're over her big time. And King of Cups is going to stand up to have her, I think, seen out. There's a male who I think is probably fairly reasonable and can understand that it's just too much to ask of people emotively to work with somebody like that. Yeah, the Nine of Cups and Judgment, holding somebody to account. And this is feeling better. So, yeah, they are. Okay. All right. Next. AOC is a Libra born in the year of the snake. Let's just take a look at her cards and see what we get for AOC. All right. So, Lynette, those were really clear. And the cards, to be fair, when I've read on this situation, are very clear every time. Yeah, yeah. It's like, bye, Felicia. Really. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. That kind of thing. Um, okay. Next, let's look at AOC. Let's see. I think she is AOC. Is she a fire sign? Isn't she? Is she a Sag? I just like to get that marker for them with my readings. Why I can't retain this information? Well, okay. No, she's a Libra. October 13th, 1989. My God, she's young. That's the year I met my husband. Okay. So she's a Libra. We'd be looking at that Queen of Swords. No nonsense. You're not going to pull a fast one with her. So, what do we need to know about AOC and her future and the work and the effort that she's doing with Bernie? Uh, will she continue to pressure uh, our government to respond forcefully to this tyranny and end it? We're going to be concise here. We know what we're looking for. Getting the Nine of Cups. This is addressing the wealth thing. And she does do that often and speaking out against, uh, I think, those that have more and how smarmy and smug they are. Oh, yeah. And she's all about giving help. She's going to continue to help with the Six of Cups here. Isn't that a nice card? I like that. And she's going to stand up to the smug, wealthy merchants of the Nine of Cups. Often there's a wealthy merchant there. But in this deck, it makes me feel like her going, "Oh yeah, you think you're funny, huh? You think you're funny, man? You're not so funny." And we're going to change this. And with the Six of Cups, we also get her a card that deals with her childhood and harmony and trying to bring reconciliation um, and optimism. So she gets really good cards and vitality. She's a shot in the arm that we need. And she's wise counsel here with the Hierophant. She knows her business. She knows her stuff that she could teach even. She'd be a good teacher. Um and she's going to bring peace and healing. That even looks like her at rest to bring peace of mind. Oh my God, that looks like her, even with her signature red lip. Beautiful AOC. I think she's really a cool young lady. And she's going to bring, there's healing and wisdom and teaching people. She's really informing people. She's educating them. And I think they're appreciating it. What she's doing matters. It is helping people. That's huge. The universe is like, yes. Sag, Venus, and ascendant Aries moon. Firecracker. Fire dominant too. Good. That's what we need. We need somebody with that energy, that drive. We do. Page of Wands. There she goes. She's taking it. She's activating it. Even looks like her again. Oh, this is too funny. This is how I know my guides are like, yeah, Maija, pick that deck. Seriously, how I know if I'm, this is funny. Good news, communication. Yes. And she has been bringing people hope and teaching them how to fight. Look at that with the eight of wands. Yeah, she's going to get active. She's going to continue to lead people to direct their energy towards the tender targets. She's going to help to bring balance and healing to the from the extremes. She's not an extremist. They don't like her because she wants to take all the gluttony, from, to counter that gluttony that is in politics. The high priestess. She gets temperance, and the high priestess girl knows her stuff. That is powerful. And she's got to me like a divine, like I feel like ancestors here. I feel like I'm feeling like midwife energy from back long ago. Holding that because the indigenous aspect of her ancestry is kind of coming through in this card for me. Interesting. So she gets very favorable cards as being very significant in restoring balance to our nation and healing. And she's having the energy to do it. Yep. She's got the Six of Wands. Look, we've got the wisdom as well. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm going to have to get a sip of water. Okay. That's a nice card, too. Okay, let me get a drink. All right. The Eight of Cups. I think maybe trying to get people to abandon support for Trump. Also, could be pointing out how Trump is neglecting Americans and the needs of the people with the Eight of Cups here. And she brings justice. So I think this is also helping to bring justice to the people that are being deported wrongly and detained wrongly, and just where it's wrong and inhuman and against the law and against morality, basic human dignity. Um, so we're in good shape with her. I think that she's going to be like, again, we got that thing of balance and equality moving forward. Queen of Cups, creativity, intuition, and compassion. And the Two of Swords, choice, decision. So, I think she's going to help make people realize they are not, that they have more power than they realize, and they need to believe in themselves. And she's out there educating them. And that's everything. That's going to help get just that right amount of people that are going to get active, that are going to, I think, help to cause a crumble in his power. Okay, let's carry on. All right. Message from husband Parker. Okay. All right. I'm going to use, for some reason, I want to move over and use the synchronicity deck. Let's just see what we get. Allow Parker to use that. All right. Give me a moment and let me just kind of dial in to Parker. on the other side. Parker, have you got a message for your wife, please? For your loved one here, your spouse, a spouse. On the other side, what is your message, Parker? Oh, I need to look at the. Yes. And she's a good role model. You don't hear about her getting caught doing drugs and stuff. No worries, Dorian. All right, Parker, use this deck and my spiritual mentors and my intuition and let me know what your message is. Okay. We're getting rebel or rebel. This is all about the rebel spirit. I think he's saying that you're a bit of a rebel, maybe especially given the current situation. And there's something that's delayed. He's letting you know about something that is a delay. Okay. Or maybe like delaying, maybe it's a delay in rebelling. I don't know. But we get the card of the Empress. That there's identifying you as the love, the significant other, the wife, you are the goddess, the apple of the eye, and the world. Look, he's like, I see you. I can see you on planet Earth, babe. You see me? I'm here, but you can't see me. I can see you, but you can't see me. See, it's like our world, their world. And we just have to realize it's just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. So he's showing you off. And I think this is freedom. This is proud of you. Um, and that you're a very giving, nurturing, empathetic person, and that the world needs more people like you because this is a time of a dark time, dark night of the soul for America, especially, and the world, not just America. And your gentleness. He's talking about something about gentleness, and I think he's speaking about you. Yes. And strength, that you can bend with the wind and that you're not so rigid that you know how to lean a little bit when you need to lean. There is not being rigid and remaining supple, you know, so that you can bend with the times and use your strength. It's kind of like you square up against things. You see what's going on and squaring up your energy to deal with it. And he wants you to speaking truth here. Wants you to speak the truth. Doesn't want you to hide your light. We did not work well together. And there's wisdom. There's the river. Speaking the truth in the river. Let's just see. It should be obvious to me, and maybe it will be once I look at it. The river is flow. Surrender to the non repeatable moments of time. Everything is in motion. Go with the flow and speak truth, is what he's saying. So that's very true. Don't fight the river. Be flexible. And you said, yeah, maybe that's also the message too, because as you said, you guys didn't work well together, so it makes sense to you. Good. And he's showing the sun and clarity and light and joy and radiance and being, I think, connected to the divine, that light. There's energy, light, life. To me, this is like the divine energy in the higher self as well. And he's saying, don't forget to have fun and laugh, magic, fun. This is kind of like the live, laugh, love. A little, lightheartedness helps to keep things in perspective. But there you go, clarity on humor and enjoying nature and unexpected small things that you don't expect. Like this reading. He's with you. And he's aware. Knight of Pentacles, very much. There he is, King of Swords, I think. So there's also, he's looking at maybe over benefits, investments, prosperity, ambition, power, influence, King of Swords. He has clarity where he's at. Um, and maybe he's talking about work in the past and the work with you, as you said. Let it flow, let it blossom, let it grow. Exactly. So that's the message. And it's powerful and to the point. And that was, if you like that deck, that's the Synchronicity deck with by Kathy Nichols. I started to put these decks together. Yes. I tend to do that. And then after my readings, I go, oh my God, it's a tornado over here. Um, okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, he is. Weird things that confirm. Awesome. As long as we're on point. He's letting you know. He's about. All right, let's see. Ash. And then we have Miss DJ and the Shield Maiden, political. And then we'll have the end of the live and we'll have a nice Sunday. Okay. So let's take a look. Will I be able to find a job soon? I'm going to go ahead and use this, the Kathy Nichols Synchronicity deck and see what we get. Okay, Ash? Will Ash be able to find a job soon? Is that going to open up on his timeline, please? Will Ash be able to find a job soon? Please line Ash up with a job so that he can eat. That's nice. Nice to be able to afford a bed to sleep in and stuff. Have a roof over the head and a hot meal in your tummy. Let's see. Ash coming. I'm getting fall. Okay. Maybe fall. Maybe the beginning of fall. And I'm getting the artist. Some kind of creative aspect of work. And I get love. What else is on this? Shooting stars. So there is something that's going to come together. And I do have like sorrow. And I think, there's some things that you might have to, it may not be exactly what you want, but I think in order maybe to do some kind of creative work, you might have to work, I don't know, look for a job around that aspect of your being, your creativity. And like I said, I'm getting fall. And I do get that I think that there's a bit of a delay. It's not exactly so, but it's like you've got to move through the door. Okay. What else? Finder of lost things. There's a reason for this. There's something to go back over. And speaking truth to help you to learn to stand up for yourself at the end of the day. And your needs. Maybe it's a job that will end up pushing you more in that direction of and I'm sure you're already there, of I've had it. And I've got to let people know that they've gone too far. This is when people step on toes and boundaries that are not, they're trying to, put an elephant's foot on. And I think the finder of lost things is really like realization. There's something about realization, something lost within the self. I know that sounds like bullshit, but it's not. And you have brother. There's someone there that has your back. You don't worry about this. I know it's so easy to say, right? And then we get the prince. So there could be work through someone here, a male friend or acquaintance or interest, Um, there's somebody that might do you a solid here, that this person would have your back. Maybe this is somebody that is from your past that comes back with the finder of lost things into your life. That's a real possibility, honestly, at that energy. And you use your intuition, Ash. Okay. And I get summer as well. So summer and fall, I think you're going to be okay. And it looks like you've got work for summer and fall. All right. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Just keep trying, try the doors until one opens. Keep trying. All right. Okay, let's go to the next one. That is, I am so concerned about the effects, about the tariffs with China and the effects on small business owners. Any insight? Let's take a look. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use this deck because I like that it's got kind of a mixture of seasons and feelings and different vibes all in one. And this deck is by Kathy with a C Nichols, the Synchronicity deck. And you can buy it directly from her online. Just Google her name. Okay. Okay, so how is it going to look uh, for small business owners? Any advice? What does Spirit use the cards to advise small business owners? What's the advice? Especially with these tariffs and this back and forth going on, and it's just escalating into madness. What is the advice, Spirit, to small business owners? What is the advice, please, for small business owners with these tariffs? What would be a good thing for them to know or do or be aware of? There's gratitude. Okay. The card of gratitude and being a rebel. They need to not go along with things that are against the law, that might not be legal, that would affect, their business, such as this trade stuff. They need to stand up. They need to get loud. They need to not be afraid. You need to rebel and have gratitude for, by fighting for what you have. Don't just give it up. That's a real strong message. Gather. What are we getting again, you guys? The message of unity. Gather. Like minds gather. And it's paired with silence. We cannot be silent. It's important that people gather and take action, not be silent. It's important also not to feel alone, to reach out to other people that are struggling in the small business community, for ideas and actions that they can take, because I don't think that they've got any support with silence. So they're going to have to depend on each other. The higher ups, not so much, unless they're Democrat. This is the need to again attune to the creator and one's greater energies, not just your human energy, but open up and be guided. How you run your business, what you need to do. I think appeal to spirit. prayer, as crazy as it may sound. Now there's taking action with the magician as well. Not not waiting, getting active, resisting things. This is about using your power. I mean, like the fullness of your power, all your being. It's really about bringing out your light, walking your talk. And if you care about the business, I guess, you know, you're not going to go quietly, at the very least in allowing it to be affected, or destroyed. Roots again, I get that feeling of gathering and roots and people together, and as a collective, there's collective strength, and it goes deep. It's not just superficial like Trump and them that want to take money and run. We have depth and intuition, and relying on our intuition, and not necessarily as well giving away our hand about what our next move is going to be. um not to Trump, but it more to help other small businesses, intuition wise, and each other wise, but not to do any favors for those like Trump, you know, and not to roll over, to gather together into like a kind of a union. Crystal vision. I think it is the collective vision that will bring clarity and pressure, like diamond clarity, it cut through glass. And this is a journey. People need to experience this journey, apparently. They will gain insight, and they will become even better through this unfortunate challenge. But it's going to be through reaching out to each other, and not putting up with it. It was like, okay, my daughter, example, works at 7-Eleven, my youngest does. And there was this woman that was being completely unreasonable. There was a huge queue, a huge line of people that just wanted to, it's the weekend, it's Friday night. They want to, perhaps pick up some beer, or maybe a matcha tea or something, some snacks, and they just want to go home. And this woman's like wanting some sort of uh, uh, to say that she needed to be given some sort of thing that she didn't get, and she did. People try this all the time, and they've got it filmed all the time. It's on film. And my daughter she wanted my daughter to stop what she was doing, make everybody wait so that they could all have to sit there while she played games, mind games, with my daughter, and trying to get 50 cents for, and it wasn't, she wasn't shorted. She was not shortchanged. She was given what she needed back. She's just going in there, and this happens all the time. My daughter just said no, and she said next, and and she said, "I'm never coming back here again." My daughter said, "Good, bye." And she's, "I want to speak to your manager." My daughter said, "No, I'm not going to get him. I've got to serve people." And she just, sometimes you just got to say no. Sometimes we just have to say no to these people. Why do we always run and do like this big jump through hoops to make them believe? No, we're just not going to take it. How about that? All right. So I'm getting that, and I'm getting a strong recommendation of talking to each other, and forming, I think, something new to protect each other, forming something new. There's some kind of thing about people of small businesses coming together and helping each other, because they are not going to be they're not going to be helped by this government. Small business, no. So they're going to need to come together. And it's interesting that we see that too. We're seeing this common theme of unity within circles of circles, and it's all connected. You see how I think it comes back again? I mean, I had the dream the one time about where I flew up and I took hands and we all were like unified and we felt all as one. I think it's something like that, that this awareness again that we're interconnected. You can't poop on one because you're pooping on yourself. And that's what's going to happen. So, but there's more independent action that's going to stand up and be taken by small business people standing up to this government. That's what I get. They need to stand up. Miss DJ, stand up for your business and don't take crap gladly. That's definitely there. Okay. Can you give me a follow-up reading? Okay. So for Shield Maiden, Mandy's is the last reading of the night. Thank you all so much. And we're going to take a look and see what we get. And Mandy, I'm going to go ahead and see what I get with the synchronicity deck. I'm going to shuffle it again and clear it. And I'm just going to ask for it to share, for Spirit, to share the message for you with regard to your grandson and the situation. If there's a little bit more advice, a little more coaching from Spirit that they can give. And that's really what this is, you guys. It's us tapping into our inner knowing self that's not on earth. I know this sounds crazy, and in this world it does sound crazy. But look at how crazy this world is on its own. I'm willing to be this kind of crazy. It's nicer. And I like good vibes. I like love. I like harmony. I like differences that are interesting in people. And I think most of us do. Makes life interesting. It'd be boring if we were all alike, but conformists, this is this. Oh, I know. This is a thing against where we've got conformity against needing to think independently. Definitely going on. The other thing, it was, when I said it was the devil and the empath, it was the strength card. So I got the devil and the strength card. So we have to moderate because the strength card is about self moderation, not going to extremes. We have to moderate these that are out of control. We have to stand up and say, you're getting a spanking now, Donald. Sorry, had to get off my soapbox now. But I just needed to share that. Okay. Because you all didn't get to see it. It was off camera, and I was like, hot diggity damn when I saw those cards. They were a good sign. I like that fighting the devil because nobody with common lick of sense would like anything that is corrupt or evil, no matter how you want to slice it. All right, now I feel like I've cleared this deck. Let's take a look for Mandy and her grandson. What is the wisdom to be shared with Mandy from Spirit? I just got, Mandy, that you need to speak to your grandson, and maybe you're already doing this through telepathy. I know this sounds crazy, but just send little thoughts like, Grandma loves you. This is your Grandma Mandy. And right now I can't see you, but I'm sending you love. Like little prayer, just like moment to moment, and just do a little heartfelt. Betty Bethards taught me that way back in San Francisco in the late 80s. She was a really great seer. And her reading, I was having trouble with my father and I was having issues. And she really helped me. And she told me, and she was right. I couldn't believe it because my dad was a hard case, man. You did not want to go up against my dad. He's a Taurus, you know? And she said, Maija, you need to just picture your dad and be talking to him and say, Dad, look, and just speak your truth and in your mind and let it go and give it to Spirit and just keep doing that. And she was right. And you know what? It did just work out the way it needed to. So I got to share. Okay, we're getting teacher with you. All right. In this situation, there's something to be learned. and we're getting spiritual guidance. It's to draw you closer. Uh, don't you just love crises that draw you closer to God? But again, the spiritual guidance, perhaps this is also learning new ways, even just the simple thing of my suggestion is just right here of learning new tools that you can incorporate to kind of reach out, in a way that is not problematic or going to like shake the thing too much. We get child. So that's good. We're tracking. This is a kitty cat. I know you can't tell, but it's kind of a abstract kitty cat with a ball of yarn and birds. Watching the birds, and it's got a little love heart. That's the grandson. Gather. This is about that in time there will be some sort, I think, of getting on the same page with each other, with the mother. Because I get child and gather. This child may gather people together, not divide them. When I had my first child, that really helped to seal or heal the rift between my parents that were still fighting from their divorce from the 80s. My oldest daughter was born in 91. So I noticed that once I had my daughter, that animosity, and it was hot, y'all. It was, my parents were like the Aquarius and Taurus, tonguing it out. Gratitude. And full. So again, I'm getting this is going to work out down the road. Maybe not necessarily this fall, but just keep in mind harvest time and also look at harvest time, what it means. There is gratitude, being grateful. For us, Thanksgiving, um, typically around November. Now I know you're British, but I can't help it. For me, when I see, and I'm your reader, when I see fall and gratitude, I think of Thanksgiving. And when you give Thanksgiving for what you have, and just, very humble and be patient. It's coming in its own fullness. Retreat, heal, and send the smoke signals, like I said, the little telepathy messages, because he's still really fresh out of the oven, you know. He's really fresh from heaven. And imagination. Use your imagination, Grandma. Pull back. Do like Betty Bethard said, and use your imagination that you're chatting with him and reach out to him. And just say, I'm so great that I can chat with you this morning and just send you some love. Something's going to bloom in time, but it takes tending and it doesn't happen overnight. Something is going to change and open up. Be brave and courageous, Grandma. Okay? You're going to, don't give up. And still she persisted. All right? It's going to work out. And I feel like you will spend time with this child, especially from this reading. I just feel like you're going to have time that you can spend with him. I feel like you're going to, like, he's going to hang out with grandma sometimes because grandma's going to need to be there when mom can't or dad can't or somebody needs him to be with a trusted person. So that's what I'm getting. In tune, even if the parents don't get back together, this is like harmony. So that's good. And we get Prince. Maybe she'll get on at least maybe better terms with the father. And attraction and star. This child's going to get a lot of attention. Beautiful baby, I think, as well. Magnetic. Carries a lot of light. Pure heart. This little boy. Gets grandma's psychic vision. There's you, in my opinion, Mandy, the sensitive grandma. And mother, daddy's mom. Yeah, I like that. And his mother may come around. She might get clear on where she was out of control or maybe being too rash. Give her a chance. Synchronicity. Just don't push the river, babe. Just do like I said, the world. It's going to come around. Just let it flow. All right? I hope that's helpful, you all. His birthday is in November. Oh, you told him that you love him today. That's so sweet. Yeah, and it's cute that it shows us, oh, he's going to be like picking up on the sensitivity aspect of the empath. So these days it's going to be empaths versus the devils. And we've got to put our best foot forward, you guys. So it isn't complicated. You just got to hold light, be a place, be a good person. Live your life, be a good person, try to help other people that are in need and be generous hearted, just like you'd want someone to be with you, you know? And I'm sure many of my listeners are because you're attracted to this kind of work. So you're already sensitive. All right. I'm going to put my cards away before I lose track of where they go. I love y'all and I want you to take care and have a great Sunday and don't let the turkeys get you down. Um, Align with spirit and recharge your batteries from human drama. All right. And know you're loved. All right. I will see you soon, probably in the next video that I can make if I've got the energy right. And definitely in the next live. I'm here every Sunday at 3 p.m. Thanks so much. And I'll see you in the next live. Bye. Take care. Hold the light.